Jobs. Love 'em or hate 'em, we all gotta do 'em. I thought it'd be fun to share some of my worst experiences in the workforce so far. When I was 17, I got a job as a maintenance guy at a place called The Big Stop. There wasn't really a lot to it. It was like 90% cleaning, 10% maintenance stuff. The main task was keeping the bathrooms clean, keeping the trucker showers clean, and doing laundry for towels and cloths. Seems simple enough, right? Wrong. I learned very quickly just how disgusting some people can be. And I'm not just talking about little hairs in the showers. Oh no. This was so much worse. Cleaning bathrooms is never fun in itself. But one time while I was working, I was doing my rounds, making sure no towels needed to be washed, checking the paper towel dispensers, the usual. When I got to the public restrooms to clean the counters and mirrors at the sinks, there was just a guy standing there. And he looked kind of worried or confused. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a $10 bill, and then reached over to hand it to me. His only words being, "I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it." Confused, I accepted the cash, only to immediately start to notice a horrifying smell. As I got closer to the stall the guy was in, the stench just got worse and worse, until finally I opened the stall door, only to see actual dookie literally everywhere. This guy splarted on the floor, the wall, the toilet seat. It looked like he just reached the toilet and bent over standing up and just straight cheeks let her rip. Horrified, I left the bathroom to tell my manager what had happened, who didn't really seem to care. So I decided that maybe the maintenance guy position wasn't for me, and I handed in my 2 weeks shortly after that.
See ya.
I had another job semi-recently as a security guard, which I thought was going to be really cool. But it was actually the furthest thing from it. It didn't last very long, literally like an hour. They didn't really give me any details about the security work I'd actually be doing when they hired me. They just took all my information down and hired me on the spot. Big red flag, by the way, when a job takes you in on the spot. But anywho, I showed up to the address I was sent for my first shift, only to realize it was a homeless shelter. When I walked inside the building, it was an absolute zoo. It turns out the shelter that I was stationed at was a wet shelter, which meant everyone in there could just be on drugs, and there was people up at a counter to give them milk. It was very loud. People were screaming, there were fights happening in the bathroom. There was a guy standing on a table yelling about how his doctor was actually a professional baseball player that was just pretending to be a doctor and replaced his blood with formaldehyde, and he needed somebody to help him take it out. There was a guy zooming around on a bike, to which some other guy yelled at him, "Hey, you can't drive that in here," and then proceeded to slam the guy on the bike with a full roll of paper towel. But like the big thick rolls with thin sheet-like paper that I imagine felt like a brick on impact. Amongst all the chaos, there was also just a cat in there. Like, just chillin'. Adam, the guy who was supposed to train me, greeted me by tossing me a Narcan kit. Never have I ever administered Narcan to someone who was ODing, and this was extremely overwhelming aside from literally everything going on all around us. He gave me a quick rundown of the do's and don'ts, explaining how we searched bags for knives or any other weapons when somebody came in, and we logged anyone who left. Then he sat down and started eating chips and watching YouTube on his phone. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was I wanted to get out of there fast. One of the homeless people walked up to me and said, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?" To which I said, excuse me for a second. And that was the end of that. So yeah, my worst experiences working so far. There were a few experiences that I would consider not great, but nowhere near on the level of the experiences I picked out for this video. Maybe another time I'll mention my worst customer experiences in retail or something. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you have some horrifying experiences in the workplace of your own, feel free to leave them down in the comments so I can read them all. See ya!